So you get this guy, this chain. He's very happy with it.
Ecstatic.
And it was the highlight of his, you think, his experience with you?
I mean, yeah, that's what he said. That's the best thing. That's the best thing I did in the whole relationship. The only thing I got right in the relationship. That's what he said.
All the other stuff didn't matter.
Baby, it ain't mean a damn thing.
Wow.
Everything else I got wrong.
Really?
The trip.
Yeah.
The $8,000 trip.
The Bahamas trip.
Everything else I did. Being there for him. Everything else didn't mean nothing. But that chain.
Yeah.
I got that right, though. That I got right. Everything else was just...
So it's a total opposite of what you expected when you first started dating this guy. Yeah. What was some red flags in it, like, that you noticed but probably ignored because you was in love with this guy?
I was in love. So you want to know the crazy thing is?
What's that?
I wasn't in love.
What was it?
Ain't that crazy?
Did you love him?
I loved him.
Was it in love?
I was not in love.
Gotcha.
And I knew I wasn't in love. So I've never been in love with anyone, but I've loved.
You know what that feeling feels like?
No.
How would you know if?
I know.
Okay.
I know. And the reason why I know is because it's just trust. I'm very in tune with my emotions.
Yeah.
Because I'm an emotional person, so I know. And the reason why I knew I wasn't in love with my ex is because I was like I always had a toe out the door when it came to our relationship. Like wasn't.
That's one of the things too I want to get on. 'Cause
Yeah.
You said you're a serial leaver.
I'm a serial leaver. And at first, like I said, I felt like me being a serial leaver was an insecurity of mine, and that was something I was transparent with him about. I always felt like whenever I would get too serious with someone, that I would get scared of falling for that person. Like I'll get scared that they'll hurt me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh snap, let me leave. Like, or I'll just be like, okay, let me leave. They're gonna hurt me, let me leave. Yeah. Like, so I thought that's what I was doing. So that feeling that I got, I thought that's probably what it was. Like I was self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Shirley, you're self-sabotaging. So within the relationship, we'll have little arguments where I thought it was my fault. I'm sorry. We'll have little arguments where I'll think it's my fault. And of course, here I am apologizing and feeling bad. And obviously as time passed and now that, I have more clarity and I'm actually, thinking back on everything that happened and realizing that I was manipulated and realizing that he was gaslighting me and realizing that he was deflecting, I'm like...
In certain arguments?
Well, in every argument, actually.
Give me an example.
So, boom. There was one situation, just one, because it's a lot. There was one situation where I told you where... Should I say the whole thing or just kind of...
You can. Yeah,
okay, so, because it's only one and it's not all three. There was one situation where I had told you it was a great day. This was around the time when, he was working on his nonchalantness. And I think we're at his house. I had just finished cooking and something was happening in his room. I think they were coming to like fix his door, his bed, something in that manner. And we were about to go downstairs. And I think I went to go give him a massage. And when I was giving him a massage, he had to take his shirt off. When he took his shirt off, he smelled a little
Smell like Jim?
Yeah. Like, and don't get me wrong, like he's not like a super stinky person. Like he's usually very up to par with his hygiene. But the pits wasn't smelling as clean. The pits wasn't smelling clean. So I'm thinking, okay, we've been in this house all day. He didn't take a shower. Now that morning I had took a shower because I was cooking. I smelled like food. So I had went downstairs around this time. It was maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock. I had went downstairs after the construction guy had left. I was going to go take a shower. So I turned the shower on. He went on the couch and I had brought masks for us to do, girls corny doing masks. For the face, yeah. For the face. And, he's my boyfriend at the time. So he got no other choice but to do it. He don't got a choice. So before I went in the shower, I was like, oh, hey, babe, I'm about to go in the shower. After I get out the shower, you could go in, take a shower, and then we could do the mask after.
He was with it?
That's the thing. When I had said that, he was like, take a shower. He was like, I already took a shower.
But his drinks were still
Huh?
funky.
So of course that took me by surprise because how? You little stink. You little stink. So you little stink. So I'm just like, obviously I'm a little taken back because I just smelled you upstairs. So so me being myself, I'm like, literally poked my head out like, when? He's like, and the thing is, when he said it in like in an attitude, like, take a shower, like I already took a shower. And me being me, I'm like, when? Like I'm being funny. I'm like, when? He's like, why? Like I just know I took a shower. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Like I'm being funny. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, yes, I did. Like, why you asking me if I took a shower? I took a shower.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come here. So I'm being playful. I'm like, come here, let me smell you. You didn't take no shower. Come here, let me sniff you. Come here. Like I'm coming to him, like, because he's laying on the couch like this all the way back. And I came and I was kind of hovering over him a little bit. I'm like, come here, let me smell you. I'm like, come here. He's like, yo, move. Like, move. Like, he's laying back. He's like, yo, move. I'm like, come here. I'm being playful. I'm not thinking anything of it. Like, I'm not really thinking he's being dead, like he's really mad or being serious. Mm-hmm. So whatever, I'm playing. Out of nowhere, he goes, yo, move the fuck away from me. It was either move the fuck away from me or get the fuck away from me. One of those. So he says that, and as he says it, he's like laying back and he pushes me. He's like, yo, move the fuck away from me. And when he pushes me, I'm like, I move back and I'm like,
sheesh.
What the fuck? So
has he ever put his hands on you before this?
No.
All right.
So I'm like,
been aggressive?
Yeah, definitely aggressive. And it's funny how you said that. This man is crazy. He didn't feel like he was aggressive because he said he didn't yell at me. Because when he had said it, he didn't yell. He was just like, yo, move the fuck away from me.
It's the tone.
Yeah. He don't feel like what he did was aggressive because he didn't yell. And when I told him he was aggressive, this man sent me the definition of aggressive. He screenshotted the definition of aggressive to prove his point that he don't feel like what he did was, he don't feel like he was wrong because to him it wasn't aggressive. I'm like, what? You pushed me. Oh, that wasn't aggressive.
Nah, look, this is what aggressive mean.
Because technically,
with force, it wasn't no force.
This is who I was dating. I said, you have. So obviously, and mind you, around this time, like I was telling you, I was going through it a lot with like my mom. I had just had this whole situation with my mom, with cutting off my mom. So I was going through like a little, like I wasn't like in a deep depression, but I was a little depressed with, a situation with my mom. And, I was kind of finding comfort in my boyfriend at the time. So I was very emotional in that space. And we was having a great time that day. Like the day was going great. So we go from that to you cursing and pushing me. And the thing that...
on Funky Pits? That's crazy.
Funky Pits is crazy. So, and the reason why that even took it an extra step is because he knows my boundaries when it comes to, number one, cursing at me. I don't do well with... we've been through this before because there was an incident that happened before where he had cursed at me before and I had threatened the relationship.
What happened to the guy talking all that?
And that's another thing. It's like he has like this whole, I'm a God-fearing man and, I let God lead me. And my whole thing with that is like, to me, it's so fake. And the reason why I feel like it's so fake is because if you are being led by God and you're being led by the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit, which God? Not my Lord. Which Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit told you to do that? And the thing that made it worse about that whole situation, he told me to my face. He didn't do that off impulse. He told me he knew he was going to do that.
God told him to do that?
That God told him to do that. He literally told me to my face. Because in my mind, I'm like, did you do that because you was angry? He said no, because he told me he doesn't do anything off impulse. Like, he knows what he's going to do before he does it. Like, he thinks about what he's going to do. So he thought about what he was going to do before he did it. So in other words, I don't like when you curse at me. You thought about doing it. You did it. You thought about pushing me. You did it. He told me the reason why he did it because he felt like that was the only way he would get me off of him. Oh, I told you to move 3 times. What were you not listening? My thing is, at the end of the day, because he felt like I crossed his boundary. Granted, because I remember when we finally got to talk about it, because we used to do like relationship check-ins. We We finally got to talk about it. He had told me that he felt like I crossed his boundary because I was hovering over him, and he didn't like the fact that I was questioning him about taking a shower. He felt like I was like being his mom, like, oh, don't, I feel like he was like treating me like a kid, like, did I shower? And then, I didn't know, like, I was crossing his boundary. I didn't know that he was really serious. So me being me, I never intentionally meant to cross his boundary or intentionally meant to hurt him. So instantly I'll go into apologizing mode. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I that's not my intent. But my thing is, even though that wasn't my intent, it still impacted you. So I'm going to take accountability. No ifs, ands, or buts. But my ex, he does not know how to apologize. Gotcha. My ex, when he apologizes, he still points the finger. He deflects. All right? And what he likes to...
He has the butt in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like I'm sorry that I did that. But I only did that because you did that to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry, though. That's not an apology, my love. You're taking the pressure off of you and still pointing the finger and shifting the blame so you can let me know that even though you did that to me, that it only happened because of what I did. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's my fault. That's not an apology. And I was trying to let him know that. That's not an apology. Mm-hmm. So when he had did that, when we actually got to talk about it,
how did you react to the push, though?
Lord, I was startled because a man never pushed me before. Like and I was not expecting that from him. Mm-hmm. At him, not shining armor, not God fearing. Yeah, mind you, this man literally he had Bible study the next 20 minutes with the bros. Mm-hmm. Mind you, he used to love saying how he's the ringleader of his friends. He's the leader of his friends. They follow him. Mm-hmm. He's the one that teaches them things. He's the one that... What are you teaching these men? Yeah. What are you...
A bad example.
That's a hard... He loves saying he's a leader. He wants to lead. You're leading them straight to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight to hell. What do they think how do they think your relationship is going? And my thing is like, what are you telling them? Yeah. You're obviously lying. My thing is, granted, you felt like your boundaries was crossed. I apologize. There are a lot of different ways that you could have handled that situation. If you felt like, okay, I was hovering over you, because he kept saying, oh, how many times I told you to move? How many times I told you to move? I completely understand that. But as a man that is disciplined and as a man that has self-control, there's a lot of different ways you could have handled that situation. Exactly. You could have moved yourself. You could have been like, yo, stop. There's a lot of, but to push me, push, take your hands and push me. You thought that was the best thing.
Not it.
And then every time I tried to explain to him that was wrong. Oh, but how many times I told you, but you did that. Like, he would never want to talk about anything that he does. Anytime I would try to tell him, but you were wrong, like you should have. Oh, but how many times? But you did that. I would have never did that if you would have never did that. How much time? Why would you not understand?
So did you look at that like that it was my fault? Probably.
No.
You just
absolutely not.
You seen that he was the wrong person.
He was wrong.
Some girls would look.
No.
Be in a relationship like, it maybe was my fault that he's mad.
No.
He wasn't.
And that's the thing, because even after that whole situation, I kept bringing. That's how we ended up in couples therapy. Because I would not drop it. I kept trying to make him understand you were wrong for how you treated me. We got into an argument. We always got into, because I even sent him a video of how to apologize. The right and wrong ways to apologize. Because I'm like, okay.
I know he was annoyed.
I'm like, because my thing, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not explaining it right. I'm like, when you apologize,
that probably would have ticked him off.
You do not point the finger. Because I really thought I was not explaining it right. I'm like, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe I need somebody else to explain it. So I literally sent him a video. He goes, so we're not going to act like you didn't play a part in this? I'm like, oh, God damn. The thing is, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're literally in a state of confusion. You feel like you're in a twilight zone. Like, you feel like you're it's like your head just hurts. Like, talking to a narcissist, talking to this man felt like it was just word salad. Mm-hmm. This man would talk in circles. Like, literally, this is how our arguments would go. I would say, you hurt my feelings. He'd be like, what? I hurt your feelings. I was like, yes, when you ran over my foot, it hurt my feelings and you shouldn't have done that. What? I hurt over your feelings? But 2 years ago, when you ticked me off, you hurt my feelings and you didn't pay the bills.
Make it about him.
Like it's just it's just going in circles, and then now out of nowhere you're mad at me for something I did 2 years ago that had nothing to do with this situation, and then I heat up your pancakes the wrong way last night, and it's nothing about what we're talking about, and then out of nowhere this is about me and what I did to you last night with pancakes that I didn't even do, and then I'm just sitting here like, what are we talking about? That's literally how it feels. I would rather talk to this wall. I'll most likely have a better response from this wall. It's like, and it literally started to get to a point where I'm just like, I can't talk to you. Like,
so you get a therapist?
So
couples therapy?
So he ended up, the reason why he brought up the couples therapist is because I ended up breaking up with him that night. Because like I said, he wasn't getting it. Because at that end, like I said, he was not getting it. I broke up with him.
The serial leave apart.
Yeah.
All right.
Because because that was the only reason why I said we could do the therapist. And I still wasn't sure what that feeling was. I thought, okay. And even till this day, and I had to forgive myself for that. It's like, okay, Shirley, because you should have just left. When you had broken up with him, you should have just left and never went back. But like I said, I still had that insecurity. Still had that, but I'm glad that, I did go back, because now I know for a fact that, okay, it was never an insecurity. It was a strength. It's like I've always had this spirit of discernment and didn't know this whole time. So that feeling that I had, and it's funny because he used to always say, oh, you have these negative thoughts about me and you don't know how to use it, to the point where I literally went on TikTok and self-diagnosed myself and thought that I had this whole thing. Oh, that's the reason why I really went to him and was like, oh, that's the reason why I want to break up with you, is because there's this thing.
It wasn't true.
It wasn't. Because I'm having these negative thoughts about always wanting to leave him. I didn't know why. My spirit never sat right with my ex. Never. And the reason why is because the whole time my ex was a narcissist. So in the beginning, the reason why I was so perfect, and he was checking off everything. So there's certain stages when you date a narcissist. The first stage is the love bombing stage. They are everything you want.
Yeah.
They mimic everything you want. Knight shining armor. All right. They tell you, oh my gosh, you're going to pretty much put you on a pedestal. This man used to tell me that every room he goes to, he used to tell his friends how amazing I was going to be his wife. And I will hear him on the phone. And as a woman, you're like,
you want to hear that, yeah. Especially as a woman, yeah, you want to hear that.
And the thing is, I told you, he made it very clear what he wanted from me. I want you to be my woman. I want you to be my girl. And my thing is, I'm not the type of person that can easily get gassed up. Like, his actions followed up with his words. Like, I want to meet your mom. I want to meet your friends. I want to make sure, like.
He's like, I'm here to win. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I'm like, okay, he's been pretty good for a year. Like I said, the nonchalantness, I'm like, okay, I could deal with nonchalantness. Well, I thought I could. Maybe I could. Yeah. Okay, and then the finances, I'm like, okay, he just started this new business. So it's like, it was always some type of excuse that made sense. Like I said, open doors. Chivalry was not dead with this man. Open doors. Even when we did have little, like, disputes, wasn't really crazy arguments, he would apologize and not say but. It was no buts when he used to apologize. Baby, I'm sorry. I was wrong. No buts. Kisses, hugs, makeup, that's it. No, we're good. I'm thinking, I got me a man that holds himself accountable. So, of course, I'm not thinking he's a narc.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not thinking that. It literally wasn't until I really called him out on something, and it had to do with his ex. I called him out on something, and he blew up on me.
What was that thing?
That was the first big argument we ever had. And that's because he lied to me about the time when he really stopped talking to his ex, when he really stopped loving his ex. Comes to find out, it overlapped when we started talking.
I see that could be how that
It
could be a big deal.
overlapped.
Yeah.
He made it seem like he been stopped talking to her. It overlapped. And even though it was like 2 years ago, because he made it seem like, oh, it's 2 years ago, who cares? A lie is a lie. You lied. And because I went through his phone and I seen it. And the thing is, a lot of times I'm like, because I usually don't go through his phone because he wasn't a cheater. Like there was really nothing for me to find. It was really, so it was like, but like I said, it was just something about him that I couldn't shake off. I'm just like, what is it? I had a dream, crazy dream, went through the phone, seen the messages, and the timeline that he told me he was done with this girl, literally a month before me and him started dating, I was still seeing I love yous. What?
Y'all don't make me feel away. Yeah.
Mind you, this is almost 2 years later. Even though it's almost 2 years later, nigga, you lied to me. And the thing about narcissists, they don't know how to be alone. So my thing is, you're jumping from relationship to relationship. You can't, like, what? And the thing is, the reason why that pissed me off is I do not date men that just get out of situations.
You gotta give him some time.
I would never have dated him if he had just got out of that. Like, literally just. You tell me if I knew you were saying I love you a month ago, you think I would have dated you? Are you insane?
Right.
And he was just like, that meant I still got love for her. I don't give that. I saw you. I'm like, I saw the messages. Were you gonna? I'm like, you want me to show you the messages? He blew up on me. Blew up on me.
You're coming at his character, so.
That was his thing. Oh, you're attacking my character. You're attacking my character. Your character is flawed, my boy. Flawed bad. Brought up his ex. My ex used to do that. What does your ex got to do with this?
Yeah.
So you're not over your ex neither, huh? Because this wasn't the fiance ex. This was a girl he was talking to before me. So it's like, as I'm thinking about the timeline with his fiance, his ex-fiance, and then the girl, this man never really gave himself time.
Healed,
It's like, and even if he stopped, it was just like a couple, you just jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship. I would not be surprised if he's either already talking to a new girl or he will start talking to a new one very soon. Narcissists cannot be alone for long. They will be on to the next supply very soon. And the reason why is because they do not deal with their emotions. They can't be alone because them being alone means they have to be alone with themselves and they don't love themselves. And he told me himself he don't love himself.
A lot of people use that word narcissist when describing an ex or ex-lover or whatever. What makes you think he was a true narcissist? What was the thing?
And it's funny how you said that because I used to not hate, but it used to annoy me when women used to say that.
Yeah. I'm like,
it used to annoy me. It used to annoy everyone. Was like, oh, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. I'm like, oh my God, every man is a narcissist.
You know all the words.
Every man is a narcissist. So me going into this relationship, I'm like, I knew what a narcissist was, but I never really looked that deep into it until obviously, because how the whole narcissist thing even came about is when I started speaking to my aunt about it. And literally my aunt called me one day and she was just like, because she knew about the whole situation and I kept telling her pieces and pieces and pieces. And she was just like, she had like, and usually she's very jokey, but she sounded super serious one day and she was like, I love you and this is going to be really hard on you. And I'm telling you, it's going to be really hard on you. But just look into this. Go on this website. Like, just, she was like, I think your ex might be a narcissist. And I'm like, girl, what? So I'm like, huh? Because I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking, and it's funny because I've said certain words to him. Like, when we get into arguments, I'm like, are you gaslighting me? I'll say, are you manipulating me? I'll say, you're deflecting. I'll say the words, but I will never say narcissist. And it's funny how when you get out of a relationship, things will play in your mind because I specifically remember when we would get into certain arguments, he'll say that his exes used to call him a narcissist. Both of them.
Wow.
So I'm just like, damn, both of them called you that? But like I said, I'm not thinking of that. Because like I said, so much girls say that. So I'm thinking, okay, every girl call you that. Every girl call their ex that. Cool. It wasn't until she told me, and then I went, because there's a way where you could, because like I said, I can't diagnose him with that. I'm not, a diagnosis, whatever. Right. But there's a way where you can see if they have narcissistic traits. I will bet a kidney that this man is a narcissist. I will bet everything. Everything in my soul tell me this man is a narcissist. Everything in my soul. So I went on the site. I forgot which site is it, but I just went on some site where you could it's like nine traits, 9 characteristics. Yeah. And they said if they check off, is it 9? Nine. And if they check off like 5 or 7, they're narcissists. This man checked off 8.
Out of 9?
So it's a lot of things. It's never take accountability.
Yeah.
Shifts blame. What's another thing? Lack empathy. Oh Lord.
Lack empathy?
Lack empathy. So a lot of narcissists, they're attracted to empathetic people, and the reason why is because they lack empathy. I'm very empathetic.
Gotcha.
My ex is not. Very, very, very. His ego is very fragile. I can even tell this man he stink.
You said his pits. You said he's a liar. Yeah, you won't take.
Anytime, if I'm not praising him, anything I say that's negative, he goes off. What? What do you? God complex. He wears a mask. So, like I told you last time, when we're by ourselves, dry. When we're in front of people, oh baby, life of the party. Oh, life of the party. Hi. Yo, bro. And I'm just sitting there mind you, we were just in the car, and he's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, I know you fucking lie. We get around people, he's just all smiles, and I'm just like,
who is this?
This facade, this mask. Another thing, his image on social media, he has to put on this image. Is very important to him. Very, very important to him is this fake facade. Okay? Childhood trauma, of course. Mommy issues. Has that.
Yeah.
Don't want to go into that, but has that hands down. So it's like it checked off so many things. Deflecting, gaslighting, manipulating. I was like, and then of course, the hot and cold. Yeah. One day he's nice, next day he's mean. One day he's nice. And then there was questions for me, how do I feel around him? There will literally be days I will wake up and I'll be like, Lord, which one am I gonna get? Am I gonna get nice boyfriend or mean boyfriend? Lord, please let it be nice boyfriend. I will literally wake up and ask myself that. And then I'll wake up and it'll be mean boyfriend. I'm like, okay.
Damn.
He's mean. And then it also said, how do you feel inside when you're around him? Yeah. And I'm like, and that's where I get that feeling, that shaking, that spirit. And I'm reading these things, and when I tell you I started bawling, I felt heard. To the point where, and also one of them said, when you try to explain it to friends and family, they don't understand you. In the beginning, my friends thought I was crazy.
Because they see the image.
Because he looks, they thought this man walked on water. What are you talking about? What, him? No. I'm like, no, he's this way. What? Shirley, you probably bugging. I'm like, no, listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I finally felt heard. I bawled my eyes out. And then I was like, this is the feeling I've been feeling. I didn't know what it was. I did not know what it was. I was like, this is the feeling I've been feeling. It made perfect sense. The hot and cold, the mask, the criticism, oh my God, the shifting blame. You can't take accountability for a shit. Yeah. For not a damn. I was like, yeah. I was like, and I remember literally that night, I was like, he's a narcissist. I'm dating a narcissist. I was dating a narcissist. The whole time I just kept saying that, and I was just crying and crying and crying. I was like, oh my God. And this was literally right after I broke up with him.
Crazy.
I was like, I dodged the biggest bullet. And then what made it worse, what obviously, of course, what solidified it, that I was definitely dating a narcissist was the whole smear campaign. When after I broke up with him, of course, he never apologized for calling me a bitch, a greedy bitch. Never apologized for disrespecting me. Never apologized for anything at all with how everything ended with the whole nachos thing. Kicking me out the car.
Let's get into that. The downfall, like the fight, like that nachos thing. That was the downfall.
That was the downfall of it.
Tell that story.
So what pretty much ended it, let's kind of end that. So what pretty much ended it, like I said, around this time, I was like, you know what? When we were talking, because like I said, we'll talk about business a lot. Because in our relationship, he was very, very, very big on business. This man talked about business more than anything. This man was sleep, eat business. You'll think he was a millionaire how much he spoke business. That's all he talked about. Business. So I'm like, you know what? Around this time, he was, a little bit more happy about how his business was going.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, you know what? Around this time, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I had took him on a date. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my wallet away. Okay? Put my wallet away. I want to go see the Bad Boys movie. And there was this restaurant on TikTok that I seen and I wanted to go to. The food looked really good. It was aesthetically pleasing. My type of vibe. All right, it had like lobster linguine. It looked so good. And it also had food that he liked. He liked steak and all that. He liked oysters. Like, I'm like, it's something that we both would like. So I showed it to him. He said, it's cool. I said, can we go?
Gotcha.
He's like, yes. When do you want to go? I told him what date. He's like, all right, cool. Planned it. Now, mind you, my ex, he's not a spontaneous dater. So I was super excited.
Right.
I'm like, not us willingly just going on a date. So when I asked him specifically so he can pay. I'm not taking.
How did you say it?
So I asked, can we go? So in person, I asked, can we go? And in text, because I had asked him and then he said yes, but then he didn't say anything after. And then I had texted him again. And then I said, babe, can we go? And then he said, yeah. What date do you want to go? And I told him. So in my impression, I thought, okay, he knows that he's paying. And the reason why reason why I say that is because when I have taken my ex on dates, I have never in our 2 years of dating asked, can we go? So I can understand if it was any type of miscommunication. I can understand how there can be some type of miscommunication.
Can we go? That's like, you're taking me on this date.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, because it's not like I was like, because I'm going to explain it, but at the end, he tried to say that I told him I was taking him out. Never in a million years. Because that's another thing with narcissists. They like to lie. And they think, I don't know if you think, listen, I might have a little slow moments, but I'm not no dumbass. I know what I said. And I know specifically I did not want to spend my coins. So I know exactly what I said.
Right.
I said, can we go? I even showed him the screenshot. Nigga, I know what I said. I said, can we go? Specifically making sure that he knows he's paying. Cool, whatever. I'm excited. We get our outfits. We like to color coordinate. We looking cute.
Gotcha.
Cool. We in the car having fun. We go. So we get to the restaurant. Sit down. I'm taking videos for content. I'm like, me being excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, babe, thanks for taking me. I'm polite. Thanks for taking me on this date. He goes, taking you on a date? So as I'm taking a video, I'm like, I already know he's like a Debbie Downer. Like, he just has negative energy. So I'm just like.
You deleted that one?
Yeah. Because the background noise is very negative, and let me just, I'm having a great day.
Right.
Let me delete that. So, whatever. The lady comes literally right after he says that, and she's just like, okay, what do you want to eat? Da-da-da. Order my food. He ordered his. Unfortunately, the food was not good.
TikTok restaurants are horrible.
Lord.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the food was maybe like 120, 130. Now, I'm not going to lie. If the food was like 200, because I had recommended it, I would have paid. Being that the food was bad. To me, it's fair.
It was a cheap date.
Right. But it was like 120. You got that, babe. You got that.
Well, hope
but
so.
Only exactly. But only because it was like 120. I like, okay, cool. But because the food was bad, I was like, because the food was bad. If it was like 200, 300, I would have just paid because I'm like, okay. I mean, I did ask to come.
That was my fuck up, right?
That was my fuck up because
Yeah.
it was bad for me. It was bad for him.
Yeah.
But because it was 100, you got that. That's cool. 120, 130.
I'm gonna ask you what the restaurant is, so I don't go. All right.
See.
No, not on the camera.
But
I'll block it.
block it. Sorry. Shout out to y'all. So yeah, do I have the white thing on my mouth?
No.
Okay, good. So pretty much after the restaurant, and the drinks wasn't that good either.
Damn.
So after, and nothing was good. So after the restaurant, he said he wanted to link up with his friends, with his friend. He was DJing at this other bar, Victory, at this other bar. And so we go to the bar. Around that time, I wasn't really feeling that well because, woman stuff. Wasn't feeling well.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Wasn't feeling well. But I'm like, okay, cool. My stomach started hurting. We're on our way to the movie theater now. We're cracking jokes. We're having fun. Like I said, around, and this is after the whole he pushed me situation.
All right.
Okay, so
Y'all reconnected. All right.
reconnecting, we did therapy. I'm thinking therapy is working.
All right.
Go therapy. Couples therapy. Bravo.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're connecting. Therapy is working. Therapy's going great. So we're cracking jokes. We're having fun.
Back. All right.
I'm like, relationship on a win, baby.
Yeah.
So boom, we get to the movie theaters. We're happy, jolly couple, great. We sit down. I'm like, keep in mind, I did not eat at. I didn't really eat at the.
Food was nasty.
At the food was nasty. The only thing I did have was wings. The wings was good. I ain't gonna lie. The wings was good. Everything else was trash. So I only had wings and water. I'm the type of person when I go on dates. If I know I'm going on a date, I'll eat all day. Kill me. I'm that type of person because I get excited, So I purposely didn't eat all day. So I was starving. Wings is not going to hold me for 24 hours.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, you know what? It was the type of movie theater where you could dine and watch the movie at the same time. So I'm like, okay, cool. My stomach is hurting, so I didn't want nothing big. So I was like, okay, let me just get something small. So I had asked the lady, which one is better, nachos or mozzarella sticks. She was just like, I'm gonna bring you the menu, but we just need a card on file. I'm like, okay, cool. Babe, he looking at me. So as I'm looking at him, and he like this.
Lady got a hand out.
And the lady like, so as I'm looking at him and he looking at me, the lady like.
Right. What we doing here?
I'm like, babe. And then I'm guessing he just gave me a look like. So as he's reaching in his pocket, he's just shaking his head. And as he's handing the lady the card, he goes, "You don't pay for shit, do you?"
With the chain on.
With it just the chain is dangling. I don't pay for shit. So mind you, we're having a great night. I'm like, I'm tired. We just did therapy. Like, mind you, we had therapy that day. We did therapy. It's going great. You gonna and I'm thinking this in my mind. You gonna piss me off right now? So as he's saying this, he's going off. You don't pay for shit. I didn't even want to be here. The food was nasty. You got me paying for food I didn't even like. Like, wow. What else he said? And then he goes, you should have came here by yourself. You should have made this a solo date. I even want to watch this dumbass movie. Now you got me paying for dumbass nachos.
Damn.
I'm like, and then he's like, and I remember I specifically said, I was like, because when he was like, oh, you could have came here by yourself. I'm like, so even if you didn't like the movie, you couldn't have came with me just because I wanted you to come with me and be with me because you're my boyfriend. No, you could have. I don't want to come here. I'm like, there's many times I didn't want to go somewhere with you, but because it's something that you like and me being your girl and me supporting you, I'll go with you. I don't care. You should have came by yourself. Mind you, he's still going off. So I sat quiet and I just looked at him and I shook my head. Because at this point, like everything in my power, I was just like, you want to be a princess so bad. So he stops.
Yeah.
He goes, what? What? I said, you want to be a princess so bad, babe. Like, I'm the princess.
Right.
I get the flowers. You pull my chair. You open my doors. You take me on dates. I'm the princess. I'm the girlfriend. What you said? The movie started. I said the movie started.
Coming at his character. All right.
Nigga, damn.
Yeah.
Nachos? Master? $12. My thing is, at the end of the day, if it was your money, if money was low, once again, there are many ways you could have went about that differently. You could have easily been like, babe, like,
yeah.
I just paid for can you hold it down? You know me. We've been in this relationship for how long? You think I'd be mad for $12 nachos?
Yeah.
You think I paid for $8,000 trips and almost $10,000 chains and $12 nachos will piss me off? If you didn't have it, you could have just been like, yo, babe, cool, no problem. There's a lot of ways he could have went about that differently, but instead, your ego, your pride got to you. So you went off. I'm not your punching bag, bro. Like, and that he used to do that. I'm not your punching bag. I had it. I was over. I knew we were done. That's why I said what I said. I checked out.
Yeah.
I knew we were done. I was like, yeah, we're done. Because the thing is, in therapy, we were working on like our words and how we try to not trigger each other. And I knew me saying that was going to trigger him. I give two fucks.
God told you to say that.
The Holy Spirit. Yeah, the same God he worships. Because apparently the God he worships be telling him to do some fucked up shit. Sorry, Lord. But there's no way we serve the same God. No way. I was done. So movie starts, he's huffing and puffing. Walking back and forth, he got up, went for a walk, came back, because his manhood hurt. I don't give two shits.
You ate them nachos to watch them.
You want to know the crazy thing is? I don't want the nachos no more.
Really? Oh
and what a lot of people didn't know that I didn't say in the video, I zelled him $250.
For the day?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Because one thing I'm not about to do.
Argue over money?
Is argue over bread. I'll take myself out. And you want to know what this man did? He sent back the money, but he didn't send all of it back. The man sent back $150. And then he gonna tell me, oh, I took $100 out because you owe me $100.
Yo. That's your boy. That's your boy Nart.
I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God. Who was that? Lord.
That is sweet. Damn.
Yo, every time I think about these things.
Hold on. He sent it back with the message?
No.
He just
sent
asked,
me.
what is this?
No, well, he knew what it was for.
No, I'm saying when he sent it back, he sent that message?
No, he told me. He was like, oh, I sent it back. He was like, because he told me when we got in the car. Because after the movie was done, we weren't speaking.
Oh, you did it right then and there?
Yeah. Right after, like when he was huffing and puffing, right when the movie, because it was like still, like before the movie, like when he got up, the movie I started, I had like maybe, because it was 2 seconds. I was like, you know what?
I'm picturing this in my head.
I didn't know how much it was.
$250.
I didn't know how much.
$250? Oh, she trying to play me.
Yeah, I was just like,
she's throwing me $100.
I'm like, I was never, it never gave broke. It never gave I needed you. Never gave that.
My girl owed me $100.
Never gave I needed you to take me to the movie and a dinner. But it's just like, you know what? You pressed about this. You pressed about you taking me to the movies. Because like I said, in my mind, we're done. We're done. You're a dub. A big dub. Dinner and a movie. Big dub. $250. Zell, he sent it back. $150. So movie done, we get in the car. I said, do you want to talk about this? He goes, no. So being that we were already talking about...
Was he checked out too?
What do you mean? Like of the relationship?
Yeah, you think so?
The thing is, he was trying to make it... So my ex is very manipulative. Being that he didn't really have much... Because like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was like a perfect girlfriend. But I was. And the reason why I said that is because I didn't disrespect him. I wasn't abusive. The one thing that I would say that I did wrong in the relationship was, as far as like, I was emotional. I was definitely very emotional. So, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times that I was emotional was because I wasn't understanding what was going on with this feeling that I had about him. So I was doing very erratic things. Like, I would just be mad at him for no reason, and I'll just be emotional about it. So, and I'll put him in certain predicaments. So, and then I remember one time, mind you, he'll just come up with reasons as to why something is my fault. Like, out of nowhere, when we're doing therapy, all of a sudden I'm not vulnerable. That was never an issue in our whole relationship. All of a sudden, now I'm not vulnerable. Mind you, this man knows everything about me. He knows my deepest, darkest secret. Nobody, well, now my friends know, but all of a sudden, I'm not a vulnerable person. What?
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Nobody knows. I'm not, how am I not vulnerable?
Or was it something for him to like, yeah, she wasn't that, so I think I should leave too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you had all these reasons to leave.
Yeah.
He needed a reason.
He needed a reason. Oh, I just feel like because you're not vulnerable, it's like I've been talking to God and I just need someone that's more transparent and vulnerable. I'm like, what? When was I not vulnerable? Oh, I just feel like you're holding things back. Because the thing is, I wasn't super big when it came to telling him everything about things that happened in my family. But I feel like with anybody in life, you're not going to tell everybody everything. It takes time as things go. And there was still things I was figuring out in my life. Because the thing is, he was very close with his family.
Gotcha.
Me, it wasn't like that with me. There were still things I was figuring out with my life in my family. Because like I told you, I was going through things with my mom. So there was things I was still figuring out. So there was answers I did not have.
Gotcha. You
want me to give you an answer that I don't have, my love? So it's just like I was still figuring things out. And he was trying to pull things out of me that was not there. So it's just like, oh, tell me. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you?
Right.
Like, he'll ask me questions. What have you overcame? I've told you everything I've overcame. It's like, in a way, he wanted the same stories that had happened in his life. He kind of wanted me to have those same stories. But it's like, I've told you everything. My life was not like yours. I did not have as much sob stories like you did. So I have nothing else to tell you. Everything that I've told you is everything that I've been through. I have nothing else to tell you. Literally, our last couples therapy, when he brought it up again, after I told him everything, he asked again, oh, yeah, she's still not vulnerable. What? I've told you everything. And then the therapist was like, I feel like you're fishing. And he was like, what? She was like, yeah, because she said she told you everything.
Right. Yeah.
He was just like, oh, I just want to know what she's overcame. I'm like, I told you everything. And then she literally was just like, do you feel like you're asking for things that's not there? And then he was quiet. He was like, I don't. You're making shit up. Because you have like, what? I'm not vulnerable?
Right. That's
and
tough.
It's crazy because the same person that's saying I'm not vulnerable is the same person that uses my vulnerability and my insecurities against me. Because now all of a sudden, I told him I have abandonment. I told him I had abandonment issues with my mom. He used that against me to try to tell his family that I'm crazy. And that's the reason why I broke up with him, that I need help. And I need to, what he said? I needed help. I need to get closer to God. My spirit is not right. And that's the reason why I broke up with him. And that's why I'm not right for him. Because my spirit is not right.
Closer to God?
Yes.
God,
that we're not equally yoked when it comes to our spirituality. Because he's just a God-fearing man. And he wanted me to be so close to God. And he's led by God. And he's led by the Holy Spirit. And I'm not. And my spirit is off. That's why we're not together. That's what? Not because...
So he's digging a deeper hole.
Yeah. So it's not because he's disrespectful. It's not because he's verbally abusive. It's not because he's emotionally abusive. It's not because he's mentally abusive. And it's not because he has narcissistic traits. It's because of me. And my thing is, if you're so spiritually led by God, if you're so... which God? I'm confused. Because not my Lord.
Yeah.
If you're led by the Holy Spirit, did the Holy Spirit tell you to call me a bitch? Did the Holy Spirit tell you to fuck you, you greedy bitch? Did the Holy Spirit tell you to push me? What Holy Spirit told you to do that? Because I don't want that Holy Spirit leading me.
Exactly, yeah. That's tough, yeah.
It's like, that's sick. It's sick. And my thing is, you're leading your friends, and it's like the blind leading the blind.
And nobody's holding them accountable?
Nobody.
Oh, wow.
His family is even worse. Nobody. No one. The friends are just like, oh, bro, we're there for you, bro. Keep holding on strong, bro. The blind leading the blind.
So when y'all broke up, was it put out publicly by him or by you?
By me. So, because like I said, in the beginning, I wasn't going to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that I said was, and it's funny because this is how his brother got into it. Only thing that I said, and I purposely said this. Well, not purposely. Purposely, but not purposely. I purposely said it because I honestly wanted people to know we were in together. Reason why is because, like I said, I have a lot of followers. And the people that follow me are very tuned into my life. Not all of them, but okay. And I'm not just a makeup artist. Like, people, they like me.
Yeah.
They fuck with me.
Yeah.
What's up? They fuck with me. So it's like, and I told him, like, if we're gonna be public, you're gonna be tied to me. And I told him this. So even after we broke up, people was just like, oh my God, I love you and your boyfriend. How are you and your boyfriend doing? Here I am trying to move on and heal from this situation. And every client, how's your boyfriend? How you and your boyfriend?
You ain't hitting no more. That's it.
God damn it. So literally when I was going to my Curacao trip, and all I was doing was doing a pack my makeup bags with me live. It had nothing to do with my ex. Nothing. And the thing is, like I said, my Instagram, my followers, some of them are so in tune with me. They seen that I deleted our pictures.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, I want nothing to do with him. Deleted our pictures. So it was a couple of people in the comments that was like, oh, I don't see the pictures. Like, what's going on? Da-da-da. I kept it very cute. I said, we're no longer together. I broke up with him. I just want to move forward. Please do not ask me about him anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Broke up. Moving forward. Let's get back into me talking about, the trip and us packing.
Yeah.
When I had said that, I saw, I think, 2 of his friends on the live. I didn't give a damn. What your friend gonna do? Beat me? Mind you, I didn't go into details. I didn't say, oh, yes, he said, fuck you. And he was, no. All I said is I broke up with him. Don't want to be with him. Moving forward. Oh, I didn't even say I don't want to be with him. All I said is broke up with him, want to move forward. Just don't bring him up, please. Like, I just want to move forward. That's it. That's why you don't see the pictures anymore. Like, it's obvious. Apparently one of his friends, and I know which friend it was. Know exactly which friend it was. One of his friends went back to his brother and told him, oh, Shirley's on Instagram Live talking shit about him and saying, pretty much telling his business and talking shit about him, bashing him, saying that they broke up, And then his brother, stupid, took upon himself to text me a long ass paragraph about how I should keep it private and it's going to make me look bad if I post this and I need to heal in peace and he's coming to me as a brother and a friend. You was never that. Let's make that very clear. I never get into your business. I usually stay out of it. You should have stayed out of this one too. Just like you usually stay out of our business, right? Yeah. You should have stayed out of this one too. This is where you fucked up at. Just like you should have never put your 2 cents into this.
Right.
What? Keep it private because you're going to make yourself look bad. You're better than this. Why are you on live? I don't want this on my phone. Then you should have never had your friend write you this. Why are you coming at me telling me this? Right, and mind you, they're so fake. He's going to end it with, oh, God bless you. I've had my heart broken too. Just heal in peace. You don't want to start drama. Keep it off the internet. My thing is, after this whole situation happened, his family I don't know exactly what his family knows, but I'm sure his family knows what he did to me. His family knows that his family knows. Not one of them reached out.
Really?
Especially his mother.
Yeah.
And his mom used to call me almost all the time. Text, oh, daughter, when you gonna, well, not daughter, but just like, oh, we love you. I love you. When am I gonna see you? If I miss one weekend to not go into that woman's house, she will text me and call me and, where you at?
Yeah.
You better come over, Shirley. Don't play with me.
Man.
I hope you know we love you. I hope you know you're a part of the family.
And that didn't happen after this.
When I tell you they dropped me like a sack of potato, they dropped me so fast.
Yeah.
They dropped me so fast. I'm like, what happened to I'm a part of the family and you love me and da 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 da. Yeah. It's funny because I went to an event where he was there and I saw them. And one thing about me, I'm big on energy.
Yeah.
Very big on energy. Their energy was so bad. Mind you, this is a God-fearing woman. This woman speaks in tongues. Prays every day. Tell me that I need to have a stronger relationship with God. But her and the daughter, his sister, just off. They gave me the most driest, nastiest hug. And because the thing is, being that we were broken up, I was just at your house 2 weeks ago. And you're my elder. I'm going to respect you and say hello. Because even though I broke up with your son, she was very nice to me the whole time. And I will say that. Very welcoming, opening, kind.
Yeah.
So out of respect, I went to say hello. Just, oh, hi. Hi. They're just like, mind you,
He
it's
must have been
like
talking shit about you.
Right,
Yeah.
it's like I know, I know when I'm being talked about.
Yeah.
And my thing is, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting you to have more loyalty to me than you have to your son. That's your son. But my thing is, as a woman, as a mother, if you know that your son is not treating a woman right, you being a woman yourself, hold your son accountable.
Right.
That's how you raise your son to be a better man to a woman. Mm-hmm. But if you're coddling your son, if you're enabling your son, that's why he's like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he's a narcissist. Because you're enabling him. The whole family enables him. Mm-hmm. All his friends enable him. So he's not going to think there's anything wrong with him.
Yeah.
Like, he going to think there's something wrong with me. I'm the only person, and I'm not even the only person. Like I said, I spoke to, I didn't have like deep conversations with his ex, but both of them, I'm communicating, both of them reached out to me and communicated with me. We both have, all three of us have the same experience. Some worse, way worse.
Yeah.
About this man. Verbal abuse, physical abuse. You've hit women before.
Wow.
I'm not surprised you pushed me.
Yeah.
But you're this God-fearing woman. And my spirit is bad. And it's funny because when we ended and he sent me this freaking letter, he told me he had nothing but the utmost respect for me in the relationship. You're sick. Spirit is sick. So it's just like, with this whole situation, it was just crazy. And then, like I said, after the movie theaters, the day after, we went to this event. After we went to the event, did I go home with? Yeah. It's funny because all my stuff was at his house because we went on a date. All my stuff was at his house, was not speaking to him. He was giving me the silent treatment. Didn't care. Was at his house. Left his house because I had clients. We had a business event. Went to the business event. I was already checked out. Yeah. It was super awkward when I seen him, but it was a business event, so I had to network. I networked. And then when we got in the car, he was supposed to drive me home. When he was driving me home, he finally wanted to talk about the situation. So now that he wanted to talk about the situation, I'm like, okay, cool. So he asked me, why, what did you mean when you said I was a princess? And I went and I said in a very calm voice, because, and he started off in a calm voice, which I told him because he has a very bad tendency of thinking he's my father or he's my elder. He could talk to me any way he wants and scream at me, and I'm just supposed to sit there. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way.
Right.
So we start speaking in a very respectful tone. And I told him, I just feel like, you want to be the girlfriend sometimes. Like, you just feel very, you feel very content and you feel very relaxed and cool and chill and like you very entitled when it comes to me spending my money. But for some reason, when it's reversed and you're spending your money on me, you're very tense. Like, you don't want to do it. It's like, why am I spending my money for? Like, what?
Yeah, that's...
Like, why can't I feel entitled to you spending your money on me? And it's like, when I said that, he went off. I'm like, oh, see, there we go. We can't even have a civilized conversation.
It comes to his character
we could never have a conversation with your tone not being here.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's like every time we talk, he always have to yell at me. I don't do well with, he know that's my boundary. I don't do well with people yelling at me. We can talk like two mature adults, even if we're having a disagreement. We can talk, and it's like, did the Holy Spirit tell you that too? You don't know how to talk to women?
Right.
You have to yell at them? Like, who's teaching you how to speak to women? What is wrong with you?
Terrible, yeah.
So, anyways, he's going off. He's just like, oh, what? He was like, what are you? Because I pretty much told him, I was like, I feel like, I'm spending my money too much. Because I did feel like that. I feel like I was spending my money too much. And he was like, what? You spending your money? What do you do for me? You don't do shit for me. And that's when I was like, what? I don't do shit for you? He was like, yeah, you don't do shit for me. He was like, yeah, you actually don't do shit for me. The only thing you got right was the chain. That's when he was like, the chain is the only thing you got right. And I didn't say this in the video. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what? When he said that, I was like, you are the most manipulative piece of shit I've ever met in my life. I'm not gonna lie, I said that. I said, you're the most manipulative piece of shit I've ever met in my life. And then we're going off in the car. And I'm like, if I didn't do shit for you, give me that chain back. And this is when I was thinking like I should really, because the chain is dangling. And it's shining too, blanging, all diamonds just. And he's going off. What? And I'm like, and as he's going off, I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this relationship. He's like, what? What? Bitch. Man, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. You gritty ass bitch. I was like, there he goes. The God-fearing man. There he goes. Yeah. Going off.
Wow.
And then I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, what? I'm a bitch? Fuck you. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. You're a bitch. He's just like, I'm like, what? I was just going off.
Yeah,
I'm like, listen, you talking about me. I'm like, you ain't never had to do shit for me. I'm like, I've never asked you to do anything. You never had to worry about a bill for me. He's like, what am I paying your bills for? I don't need to pay your bills. Like, you're a grown ass woman. I'm like, you're missing the point.
Yo.
You're missing the point. It's not the fact that I've ever asked you to pay a bill for me. That's not the point. Because the thing about my ex, like, he hates the idea of taking care of a woman. Like, he doesn't like that. Like, whenever.
So what is he like? What?
Like, he doesn't like having to provide for a woman. Like, like, like when a man wants to say, like, he want to make a woman's life easier, he don't feel like he needs to do that. Like, he doesn't like that. So I'm just like, nigga, you don't like me. Because my thing is just like, I want to help as much as I can. Him is like, I'm not doing that. And my thing is, I never ever made him feel like he has to do that, and I never asked him to do that. I never needed him to do that. But my thing is, I need a man that wants to do that, but I know that he doesn't have to. Does that make sense? It's I personally want to date a man that is gonna come to my rescue. Like, babe, you need anything?
Yeah.
But I know that I don't. But thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I can lean on my man at any time.
Yeah.
Because I know he yearns to, like, he wants to take care of me. My ex despised that. Like, what? I'm not taking care of no woman. You're grown. Because that's literally what he says to me in the car. What am I paying your bills for? What am I giving you money for?
Oh.
You're grown. You're a woman. You're an adult.
Oh, wow.
Pay your own bills.
Wow.
And it's like, nigga, what?
What happens when family is involved? Like, I mean, when you're trying to start a family. And
that's the thing.
Wow.
I just don't, like, he doesn't have that. Because literally, I remember one day, we were talking about, like, bills and everything and working. Like, he literally told me, he was like, you working, right? Like, when we get married, like, you working. And the way he said it, I was like, nigga, what? And my thing is, I'm the type of person, I want to work. Like, I want to have a business. I want to build an empire. Like, but my thing is, there's going to be times where I'm not going to feel like working. And I told him straight up, I don't want to work when I'm pregnant. But there are going to be times where I'm going to be like, I don't feel like working for a month. What, you going to tell me I can't? I want it to be where my man be like, baby, you don't have to work, you're good. But I'm not the woman that's going to be on my ass and not work at all. Like, I don't want to be a housewife. That's just not me.
Yeah.
And I think he loved that. He's like, oh yeah, she going to work. All right. So that means that, you know, if things go hard for me, she got me. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's kind of like, you know, you have help.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, I still want you to.
I can move any type of way I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got me if things don't work out. Yeah. But
I don't.
flipped around, you can't depend on them.
So I was never able to depend. I could never depend on my ex. I was never financially. There was no. If I was in a situation financially, my ex was not the first person I was thinking about. Absolutely not.
That's not cool. Yeah.
Absolutely not. So it's just like, that's the mentality that I got from my ex, and he made it very clear that night. But I'm not paying your bills for what? You're grown. He told me straight in my face, you're grown. He said, you know, you're working, right? Like, and it's like, if I don't want to, then what? So it's like, I don't have that. So he
after saying that, you wasn't checked out then? Like,
and it's funny. It's like, now that I'm out of the relationship, because I didn't even remember that. Now that I'm out of the relationship, all these conversations are coming up. The thing is, a lot of times when you separate yourself from your feelings, like when you separate what really is and how you really felt about the person, is when the real comes out.
Yeah.
And you start remembering, like, girl, what the hell?
Yeah. I get that.
So in the moment, it just flew over my head.
That is crazy.
Like, Shirley, what the hell? So there was red flags.
Yeah.
There was red flags. But it's like there were flags, but there was red flags with excuses. And the excuses kind of made sense. And then I'm in love. Well, not in love. I loved him, and I'm just, girl.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Lord Jesus.
What was your coping and healing process after that?
So definitely a lot of prayer. In the beginning, a lot of tears. And even, honestly, I was even mad at myself that I was even crying, because I'm like, this man don't even deserve these tears, because I think the thing that was more painful for me, and it was more so accepting the fact that I was dating a narcissist, because I didn't want to accept it. Because me accepting that is me knowing that he never truly loved me. I'm like, damn, so I was just in this by myself. Because if he was, I'm like, damn, if I really was dating one, then you'll know he never cared for you. And literally, there has been many times where I literally told him, I don't think you like me. Like, I literally told him, like, I don't think you like me. I think you like the idea of me. I'm a independent woman. I think you like the status. I think you like, you know, what I'm about. I think you like how we look together. I think you like how I make you look. He loved that.
Yeah.
It made his facade look even better.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know? I think that, and it's like they're users. You know, it's whatever they could get from you. So I was a perfect add-on to that. So that's why he wanted to keep me. But besides that, that was it. There was nothing else.
Man.
So it's like he had to, the little things he was doing, the little nice things he was doing, he had to, because he knew that's the only way he could keep me. Because if he stopped that, I definitely would have left him. Because he already knew I had a foot out the door. Because I was, was never fully in the relationship.
Yeah.
Because of that feeling that I had. Because like I said, I always will bring up me wanting to break up with him. And he knew that. So he had to do little nice things. And that was he wasn't doing it because he actually loved me. Yeah. He knew I always had a foot out the door.
Yeah, I'm getting this. He was benefiting.
Yeah, it was a beneficial relationship to him. Man never loved me. That man never even liked me. But it's like, what? That Shirley Beats? Like, oh shit. Like, it makes me look good. I know I could lean on her. I got it. Good. So it's like, I think that was the most hurtful thing. Yeah. And once I got to that point where I was able to separate the two, because that was the hardest part. Like, is he good? Or is he bad? Like, it was so hard to differentiate the two. Yeah. But once I was able to really see him for who he really was, that's when I was like, okay, I could let go now. And the funny thing is, a lot of people was just like, oh, wow, you got through this faster than I thought. And the reason why is because, like I said, I always had a foot out the door. And I picked up on it a little faster than most. Because people's been in narcissistic relationships for years. Yeah. I started seeing this, like, it was only a few months. It was like 4 months. Yeah. Like I said, he didn't show this side that much in the first year. He really started showing it this year. And then the first argument was January, the end of January. I left him. First breakup was in May, and then I left him in June. Sheesh. So it's right like, there, it was right there. So after those few 4 months, I left. So once really started seeing the signs, even to this day, I couldn't do it. So I really sometimes don't. I understand why some people stay for years, because like when they're nice, they're really nice and you're so hopeful. But I also don't understand how people stay for years, because that feeling you get is so like, ooh, you don't want to be there. So, but it's not easy at all. And I really pray for people that are still in narcissistic abusive relationships, because even to the people that are in physical narcissistic abusive relationships, thank God it didn't get to that point for me. Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if I did stay longer, knowing that he's capable of that, it would have gotten there. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Because if you could just push me for sniffing you.
Said the ex stayed for 7 years. That's
exactly
a long time.
Exactly. It definitely could have gotten there.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine. And I would have been in jail for attempted murder, because I've never been in an abusive relationship. And I know for a fact, if I did try to pull his chain in that car, I would have been in jail for domestic violence, or for, because I definitely know he would have hit me back. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I wouldn't have been surprised if he hit me back. Oh, wow. Like, yeah. So it was just like, after that whole situation, that whole healing process, I felt like I needed to go through that, because I needed to get through that insecurity. And of course, I went in therapy, been in therapy with like 3 months now. Best decision, great decision. And I needed to go through that situation to really realize that whole time that insecurity was not an insecurity at all. That feeling that I was getting, and the thing is, I always have that same feeling with people all the time. Yeah. And I always give people the benefit of the doubt, and then whole time I'm always right. So it made me realize that I've always had the spirit of discernment this whole time. So pretty much like, I feel like God always lets me know when someone is not right for me in my life. But because I'm such an empath, and I wasn't really that much in the word, like I always believed in God. Like I always wanted to strengthen my relationship with God. But I feel like the more I started getting in the word, the more I started trusting God more, is when I feel like this was like my biggest lesson. And it's just crazy how he's the person that got me more into the word, because he wanted me to get close to so stupid. And he's also the person that wanted me to do therapy, just for the therapist to tell me he's a narcissist. Stupid. like yo. Literally.
Yeah, that is funny. That is funny.
Just for the therapist to tell me, like,
so it was like it was a good lesson in this thing. Yeah. Oh,
just for the therapist to be like, he sounds like a narcissist. I'm like, oh my Lord. Like, before I even told her that I thought he was a narcissist, I was just explaining what was going on, and she was just like, I think he's a narcissist. I was like, oh shit. She was like, yeah, he's a narcissist. I was like, yeah, I know. I was gonna say that next. She was like, yeah, he sounds like a covert narcissist. I was like, what the hell? She was like, yeah, I know a lot about them.
Wow.
I was like, wow. So yeah, it's like, that was like one of my biggest self-love tests. One of my biggest. And
it's funny, as you said, the exes said the same thing.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned that they seen the viral video.
They seen it.
And it was in the comments saying like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So actually, his ex-fiance's friend commented and was like, shaking my head, this story sounds very familiar. And then she tagged another friend and the fiance, the ex-fiance. And then the friend replied by saying, shaking my head literally sounds exactly the same. Shaking my head, he never changed. And then I think and then I think that's when the ex-fiance replied. And then I said, shaking my head, he dragged her name, which he did. Because one thing about this man had a whole pity story about what his ex did to him. Oh my gosh, she was this, she was that. He just made it seem like he was like this perfect man. And she just did so much to him. And he just tried to help her so much. And the thing is, covert narcissists, like, they won't paint themselves that good. Like he'd be like, I did some things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little abusive, like a little verbally abusive. But he'll be like, but it's only because she was aggressive. Like he'll never, like I said, they never take full accountability. But it was only because she was aggressive. But I tried so bad, but she was just so horrible to me. Da 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 da. And then the ex-fiance, she replied, and she was just like, girl, like, he's a narcissist. Trust me, everything you're saying, I endured that plus more.
Wow.
Like 7 years. 7 years. And then the girl that he dated before me, she didn't even want them to go public at all. Like she was like, nah. And literally she was just like, once a narcissist, always a narcissist. I told him his karma will come. You was his karma. Girl, you dodged a huge bullet.
Right.
Huge bullet. And then the ex-fiance was like, everything you're saying is facts, girl. He's biggest narcissist ever. It's like all three of women that experienced you for a long time are saying the same
That's not good
thing, but we're wrong.
Yeah.
If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's not a flamingo, baby.
Right.
It's a duck. And it's like, we can't all be wrong. And the thing is, he wasn't the only one that dragged them. So family dragged them. Friends dragged them.
Based off what he's saying to them. That's where it's coming from, probably.
So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest lesson learned with everything?
Definitely trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Trust your gut. Pray. Please pray. And of course, in the beginning of every relationship, it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be, oh my God, I love him. But please, those red flags are not Six Flags. Okay?
Right.
It's going to feel like Six Flags, but they're not. But my biggest thing is definitely trust your intuition and stay in the word. Please, like, honestly, I don't think I would have got out of this without God. I don't think I would have got out of this without prayer. And oh my gosh, besides God, self-love. Self-love, because I think me being single for 6-7 years and really, really sticking to my boundaries and having boundaries, the only thing that I learned is that I just need to strengthen my boundaries a little bit more, because I had them, but just had to, be a little bit more stronger with them, and stand on them a little bit harder. But definitely self-love, because after that man called me a bitch, I was like, oh yeah, that's the first and last time you ever gonna call me that. Got me fucked up. Yeah. There's no way I was gonna ever have him talk to me like that and think we were gonna be back together. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because to some people, because even after this whole situation happened and I've told people that were close to us, they'd be like, you're not gonna give him another chance? Did I not just tell you what he said to me? Like, girl, but men say that. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they praise toxic relationships, or
a lot of times,
like, cheating be a big deal breaker, and sometimes cheating don't even be a deal breaker at all. So sometimes when cheating is not a deal breaker to people, obviously being called out your name is not that serious. Like, girl, my man called me worse. That's nice. But I'm a princess.
Yeah.
It's like I don't tolerate that at all.
Yeah.
And even granted, I did give him the benefit of the doubt with certain things, but even in that situation, I was still on his ass. Don't get me wrong. I didn't make nothing easy for that man in that relationship. That's the reason why he even wanted to do couples therapy. Like, I wasn't like, coddling him. Like, no.
Yeah.
I was very much on his ass. I was very much like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, you got to get your shit together. And like I said, I had a foot outside of the door.
Right.
Like, I wasn't fully in the relationship. Like, I wanted to break up with him every chance I got. It's just, like I said, I had this insecurity that I didn't know what it was. And I feel like that was God letting me know, you need to be in this relationship a little bit longer. Like, I'm not done with you yet. I need you to realize what I'm trying to show you. And that's the reason why after the whole therapy thing and him calling me what he called me, he showed me that this is what I'm trying to let you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I learned my lesson and I went through my journey, but I knew if I did not have self-love, I knew if I did not do the inner work within myself before getting in that relationship, if I was already broken, if I already didn't love myself, I'll still be in that relationship.
Yeah.
I'll still be in that relationship. That man
That's
would
the
have
sad part, yeah.
That man would have probably broken me down bad. Broken. I would have been apologizing for everything. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry, baby. Sorry. And like, I would have lost myself, because that's usually what happens. Like because the thing is, their reality is fraud. Like they have no sense of reality. Like it's weird. Like it's like, so with you'll lose yourself, and then you'll pretty much become a slave to them, because they're very controlling. My ex was very controlling. They're very controlling. They want their way. And the thing is, he'll try to tame his, because with me is, I don't like being told what to do, but he'll do it in a way where it's like he's telling you, but he's not telling you.
Yeah.
But then I'll peep, and I'm like,
What would you say is the downfall of the relationship, that the role that you played in the downfall?
I would definitely say the role that I played was definitely my emotions, not having them under control. I could have had my emotions under control a little bit more. That was something that I needed to work on, for a fact.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in every relationship, obviously nobody's perfect.
At all. No.
Nobody's perfect. And I know a lot of times people be like, oh, you need to be healed, come healed. No one is fully healed.
At all. Yeah.
Nobody. But just me, even though I'm saying no one is fully healed, there's a certain level of being healed before you get into a relationship. You know when you're fucked up. When you're fucked up, there's no reason you should be in a relationship.
You should be doing nothing.
Now, my emotions wasn't to the point where I couldn't be in a relationship at all. I just feel like, for me, it was just more so, okay, well, I'm a little frantic right now, especially, I'm not gonna lie, especially when it came to me being on my menstrual. I was just very moody. And, I have my little attitudes here and there, and I'll just be like, okay, Shirley, get it together. So, but I don't think that would have been a downfall, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think that would have ended our relationship. I don't think that would have been like, oh my gosh, because of this, our relationship wouldn't have worked. No. I feel like that's something that I was working on. That's something that I would have continued working on, especially with both of us being patient. Because like I said, nobody is ever coming into a relationship fully healed.
Yeah.
I feel like both of us could have worked with each other. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I also feel like even though I'm a woman, I'm not going to use that as an excuse for me to not regulate or for me not to control my emotions. Because same thing with men. I hate when men be like, I'm not emotional. Anger is an emotion. So when a man can't control his anger, that means you're emotional.
Right.
And most men can't control their emotions. They can't control their anger. So that means you're emotional. Yeah. So it's like, what? So men got to control their emotions as well. Yeah. So it's like, and I used to tell him that. He's like, oh, I'm a man. It's okay for me to get angry. What? That makes no sense. Just like you're a woman and you get emotional. I'm a man. Men get angry. No, that's a boy. That's a little ass boy that has temper tantrums. That's not a man. A grown man can control his emotions, can control his anger, especially to his queen. Because he loved calling me a queen on Instagram. But you calling me bitches behind closed doors. Make that make sense. And then I remember he told my friend, oh, I could count on one hand how much times I verbally abused her. You shouldn't be able to count on any hand. Hell? These are the things I could count on one hand how much times I verbally abused her. You shouldn't be able to count on no hands. What are you talking about? You hear yourself?
Right. That's wild.
Like, you're making excuses. You shouldn't be able to count on no hands.
Yeah, that's wild.
What? That's like me saying I could count on one hand how much times I slapped you in your face. I shouldn't be able to count on no hand. Why am I putting my hands on you, bro? Exactly. So it's just like, with certain things, especially when it comes to relationship, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I was just a perfect. I could have regulated my emotions a little bit more. I could have worked on that way more. Because I know we're men, they be like, women are so moody. We are. I could have worked on that more. But I don't think that would have been very detrimental to the relationship. Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. But like I said, he didn't make it easy at all. Not one bit. Because my thing is, I'm coming to you about how I feel, and you can't even hold yourself accountable. You think that's going to make me feel better? That's going to make my emotions worse. So, yeah.
Man. What advice would you give somebody going through a heartbreak or breakup?
Make money. That's going through a heartbreak. I would say go through every emotion. Go through every single emotion. If you gotta cry. Just don't kill nobody, please.
Right.
Not okay. Let me go back. Don't go through every emotion. No, but seriously, like if you have to cry. If you need to scream. Like, because a lot of times we like to suppress our emotions because we don't want to feel like I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I can't let them get the best of me and all
I
that.
can't let him get. Baby, it's okay.
Right.
Like, and suppressing our emotions is just gonna make it worse because then we're gonna get into our next relationship and hurt people. And then you're gonna end up hurting that man. And sometimes that man didn't deserve that. Now you're pretty much spilling over your previous hurt onto that man, and that man ain't do nothing. Because, mind you, even though I went through this, it does not mean that I feel like every man ain't shit. I'm not that girl.
Okay, good.
I'm not because my thing is, you have to think about it. I still believe in love. I still believe that God has a great man for me.
Gotcha.
I can't, and I still don't think every man on this earth cheats. Because my thing is, if I believe in love and I still feel like I will get married one day, I can't think that and also think that every man ain't shit. Because that means that when I get in a relationship, I'm going to settle. There's no way that makes sense.
Right.
No way. So it's like, there's no way you're going to want to suppress your emotions or suppress anything that you've gone through. And then you meet the next man. You don't know, that man might be great. Yeah. That man might really want to love you. Now you just fuck this man up for the next woman. And then it becomes a cycle.
Yep.
It becomes a cycle.
Hey, Shirley knows a lot. All right.
Go through. No, seriously, it becomes a cycle. It's like, go through every emotion. Cry. Scream. Do everything. Like I said, Curacao was like my healing journey. Curacao was really that trip for me to really let everything out. Transparent moment, that first day, I cried my eyes out. Bawled my eyes out.
You gotta get that out.
I let it out. Because I really had to release who I thought that man was. And that was the hardest thing for me to do because I really thought, I'm my husband.
Yeah.
But it's like I had to leave, like that person that I thought he was, I had to throw that person out and I had to bring this person like who he really was. Because that's who I had to face. Because once I had to face him, then I knew, okay, I'm releasing this person and I'm healing. Now I'm in a space where I could say I'm healed from this person. But if I couldn't let go of the facade or the person that I thought he was, I would never heal from this person.
Yeah. That's, well, mature of you, yeah.
So it's like, but he definitely needs help, but he will never get it. He will still walk around like he's done nothing wrong. He will still walk around like I need help. He will still walk around like I'm the problem. And he will get to his next relationship and he will probably show it off like everything is cool. And that girl is going to think, same thing with me, everything is great. She hits the jackpot. And what he will do, he will treat her great. He will treat her great and he will try to make sure everything is cool. And like I said, she's going to press that button that he's going to piss her off. And that mask is going to slip. And she going to see it. And it's going to be the same cycle over and over and over. And until he gets some real help. And then it's going to be the same thing. He will never have a healthy relationship. And the reason why is because he's the problem. He has some deep, wounded mommy trauma that he got to work on. And my thing is, if his bros really care for him like they say they do, if they're really God-fearing like they say they are, they will really get him some serious help. But they're not going to do that. Because I'm the problem. Because I'm just crazy. I'm not. And that's the only, because a lot of people be like, oh, why would you put this out there? There's a reason why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this.
You're not afraid? Like he will flashback or
no.
No?
It's funny because in the Final note he sent me. Final note that he sent me. He told me that, you know, he said he didn't watch any of the videos, the viral videos. He said his friends watched it, but his friends had told him that he should violate me. His peoples, he didn't say his friends. He said his peoples told him that he should violate me. I was like, wow, those people, your peoples are great. Amazing. They should violate me. And I'm like, violate me how?
Yeah.
I treated you great in a relationship. Violate me how? What you gonna say about me? Go ahead. Violate me. You gonna put out sex videos? I'll sue the shit out of you. What are you gonna say in your video? I have mommy issues? Go ahead. Are you gonna do, because the difference with me is I'm just talking about what you did to me in a relationship.
Right.
If you was to violate me, you'll just be putting out my personal business. Two different things.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what you did to me in a relationship. You're talking about my personal business and my character. That's two different things.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Look like he just left it alone. He's back just doing his thing.
so it's like but that's the thing. There's nothing you can say about me. I was nothing but great to you.
Yeah.
What can you say? So it's like, violate me how, my love? There's nothing to violate. I was nothing but great to you. Now, if you had something like if I cheated, if I did anything, if I hit you, if I was abusive, then you could violate me. You could be like, oh, she was abusive. He would have ran and told the world that.
Yeah. There's nothing.
But there's nothing to say. I was great to you. He even said it. You were a great woman. I know, my love.
Yeah.
So it's like, the only reason why I'm doing this is because two things. When I did this whole thing, when I tell you people, like the women he was with, or even women that was with his bro, was literally telling me like, girl, you don't understand how much you're helping us, because we couldn't even say anything. Like,
wow.
People would not, because people wouldn't believe them.
Yeah. Wow.
Him, his family, they look so put together. They're God-fearing. Mom's church woman, sister church woman, brother church.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that. Like, not
They're
from him.
the stand-up family.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up guy, businessman. This man, he plays it very well. So, what? We're not listening to you. So they just kept their mouth shut. They didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Drag their names to the mud. Nobody believed them. Drag their names. You thought you was about to do that to me? Are you insane? So it made sense why his brother told me to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Keep it, don't say nothing. Just shh. Oh, no. So it's like, and then not only that, it's like, you're not about to keep doing this and do this over and over again. And also, it's because I know a lot of women are dating narcissistic men.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have such a big following, and my following is 97% women.
Wow. And
it's funny because when I put this out on TikTok, a lot of my comments were like, I'm dealing with this right now. And literally everything you're saying are signs that I've been thinking about. I'm like, a lot of women is dealing with this and they don't even know what they're dealing with. But a lot of people don't talk about this. Why? And people are embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. You think I give a damn about what somebody thinks about me? I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's life. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
It's life. So it's like, if my story can help the next person, if somebody can watch this video right now and be like, and look at their man and be like, I might be dating a narc. I might be dating a narcissist. And I can help them leave that person and help themselves. Baby, I just helped one extra person. Yeah. I just did my job.
Yeah.
That will make my life 10 times better. That will make my purpose 10 times better. That's all I care about. So it's like, no. So number one, you're not going to silence me. And number two, if I can help any other woman, I'm going to. With my story, I'm going to. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Man, Shirley Beats. That's a lot. That's a great story. Like, I hope this helps somebody.
Hopefully.
I hope it does. I'm glad I got the info. I'm like, usually when I get there, I don't say nothing. But I was like, glad I looked at your stories and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on the show. That was a
lot. That was deep, huh?
A lot, yeah. Even though the first time we recorded was more detailed.
Yeah, I like this better.
Yeah. we didn't get into the chain part. They can see that on your TikTok.
Yeah,
but you got your chain back. What you gonna do with it? Real quick.
So I got the chain back. Ooh, ooh. But I'm gonna sell it, and I'm not gonna get all my money back, but I'm actually gonna sell it, get some of the money back, and I'm gonna take that money and use it for my 30th trip. I'm not gonna say where I'm going to, but it's out of the continent, period. And I'm gonna use that for that trip.
Floor to ceiling?
Yeah. It's way bigger than that, boo boo. It's my 30th, so you know I have to go big.
All right.
But my Narc knows where I'm going because he didn't want me to go there.
Okay. I'm gonna be tuned in.
He didn't want me to go there, so he knows where I'm going.
Fire. And using the chain to pay for it. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm using that chain to go to the same place he didn't want me to go to.
Fire. Last but not least, the song you like to dedicate to the relationship.
Before I Let Go.
Is it Maze and Beverly?
No, it's Frankie.
Frankie, Beverly, and Maze. Boom. Uncle, why you didn't know that? Or Beyonce.
That's the new version.
Yeah.
But it's funny because that's actually his favorite song.
Yeah.
And I always loved that song, but I was listening to that song a lot. After I broke up with him. And I used to listen to that song more once like I kind of got him out my system and like I started seeing him for who he really was. And it's just like before I let go, before I let him go. And I just used to jam to it. And I'm like, yeah, like like it was just such a joyful song.
Yeah.
And got me back in my groove. I'm like, those tears are gone. I got all my tears out. And like, I'm just in a space mentally where, like I said, when you go through heartbreak, when you go through these emotions, really go through your emotions, really, really, really dive into those feelings and don't hold nothing back because it makes the process so much easier instead of you really sitting here and try to be strong. And
right.
Girl, who you fooling? It's just you in this room.
Yeah.
Like you're in your room, girl, cry. It's okay. He not seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fine. So
I love it.
I used to listen to that song a lot just to kind of, get my groove back. And I used to dance in my house by myself to really get into it. And yeah, so that's the reason why that song was dedicated.
I do feel sorry for the next man because
actually right now, I'm not
he has to come with everything. Like
not even come with everything. Like I said, I'm not changing who I am. I'm still gonna be the bubbly girl. I'm still gonna be the loving, caring, giving girl. Definitely not as giving. Because like I said, I had already stopped my people pleasing ways with family and friends. I'm guessing I didn't stop it with my significant other. And like I said, I'm still gonna give. I'm just not going to
receive. You want to receive.
I'm just not going to give to the extent that I did, and I'm going to make sure that if I do, it's going to be to a person that not only appreciates but give to the same amount, to the same extent times 10.
Gotcha.
So it's like
this is views of an ex-sugar mama.
Yes, no more, baby.
Views of an ex-sugar mama.
Ex-sugar mama. No more. Never again. So it's just like, and like where I'm at right now, I'm not dating. I don't want to date. I'm just not in the space to date.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, but I'm chilling. I'm having fun. And that doesn't mean like I'm talking to any guys or anything like that. Like I don't have all the love I have right now is for myself.
Gotcha.
Doesn't mean I'm going 7 years not dating either. Like I'm not getting any younger. But right now I'm just really, all the love I have is for me. All the love I have is for me. But, like, I'm just really enjoying life, going back to, doing what I always do. Like, nothing really changed. He didn't really stop nothing.
Right.
Like I said, even when I was with him, I was still doing solo trips. Even when I was with him, I was still doing solo dates. Nothing changed when I was dating him.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing changed now that I'm not dating him. And that's a very important thing when you're in a relationship. Like, don't stop doing things you love just because you're with a man. So it's like it's just
that's a lesson too. Yeah.
Yeah, things is shit's still moving on. The only difference is more money's in my account now.
Gotcha.
I ain't gotta be a sugar mama.
Sugar, yeah.
I gotta give no sugar. So yeah.
Wow, what an amazing story.
Yeah.
Where can people find you? Where do you want them to find you?
Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Shirley Beats. Shirley Beats. I mean, not know my guy.
Shirley
_ Beats.
Yeah.
And then you can find me on TikTok, Shirley Beats.
Nice.
And that's it.
Thank
Follow
you,
me
Shirley.
on TikTok because
you gotta grow that.
to get up there.
You gotta grow that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to get up there after this whole
Instagram is
viral.
up there.
Yeah, my
and then-
Instagram is up there. I don't just get the TikTok because
Right,
Instagram
right.
is too much right now.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you
And
for
that's
having
been-
me.
Yes, and that's been Views of an X.